No.
You
I'm
wouldn't
gonna be
boycott?
real. I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't. I love football too much for me to boycott. I'm gonna be real.
That says I love white people. I would be there with my sign, proud.
That's you though. But that's you.
I can't do that. Even I couldn't do that, bro. Even I couldn't do that, bro.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Message Draw episodes 29 or whatever. And we're here with Casey again. Thank you for joining us, Casey. And my brother Charles.
Hello.
AKA Junior. Right, and today we're talking about racism.
Do you want me to introduce myself to the people again?
No, they know you. Casey, okay. Everyone knows you very well now.
The man who's
Charles, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm Charles, Sharon's sister. I am
Sharon's sister.
Sharon's sister. I am a video producer.
Yes, Sharon's sister.
Bravo.
Do it again.
We'll keep
it. Keep that in.
Let's keep it. You already know. I am Sharon. I'm Sharon's brother.
Okay.
I am a video producer, video editing, videographer, photography, web design.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All of Sharon's pictures. Every good picture Sharon puts on Insta, Charles took it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Excuse me. Right, anyway, so as you can see, we're all black on this panel because we're talking about racism, especially in...
That's such a random thing to say.
No, but I mean, it's about... It affects us a lot more than any other group. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to focus on football, but obviously we can talk about sport in general, but we're talking about racism in football. So I want to start off with the two boys. Najma, you watch football. Okay, so the two boys, I want you to tell me, like, what does football mean to you?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay. Football means a lot. I follow a team. I follow Man U. That's my team I support. And I play football every day to relax. So, but every once in a while, you watch the big games, the Champions League games, the Premier League games, and it's a way to escape. It's all escapism.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you vicariously live through your favorite players. You're in it, you know. A player misses, you're like, if they score, you go crazy. It's like you're really, really involved, like more than any other form of media, I think I can think of. Your football is it touches into your emotions more than anything I can think of right now. That's why it means a lot to me.
Casey?
Yeah, pretty much covered everything. But yeah, like football's passion, football's the desire. It's the one sport that brings a lot of people together, brings families, it brings friends together. It's a good way to introduce yourself to other people as well. If you know, like as a conversation starter, if you didn't have something to talk about, you'd be like, "Oh, do you watch football?" And they go, "Yeah, I watch football." And we start talking about the maddest of the maddest.
It's true.
Yeah, like when we suffer heartbreaks, we really suffer it, man. Like it really, really hurts. You know when they said that
it's a bit sad, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, okay, you can say it's sad. You know how girls say like, how you guys are so loyal to your football team. I wish you do it to the same as us. Man, you don't understand how loyal we are to our football clubs, man, for real.
So you guys said like it's an escapism. So how do you feel when things like racism are going in football?
Man, it's tough, man. The thing is though, like it's been something that's been happening for like years. You know, black players have complained about it so many times, and all you just hear is, we'll just find a club, and doesn't do anything. And then you know what's kind of fucked up right now is that, you know, I don't know if you guys heard, did you hear about the Super League thing? So like how, you know, the big six and the three other teams were going to jump in to form a new league and start something different. And Sky, the Premier League, UEFA, FIFA, they all got pissed off about it. They were like, no, we're not going to allow this to happen. I was like, you know, if you're this passionate about the big six shit, why are you not passionate about this, about racism? People complain about it and they go, it's just that's just football. Deal with it. And it's like, it just goes to show that when it's something that affects their pockets, they care. But when it doesn't affect their pockets, they don't give two shits. That's just it.
The first time I realized just how racist football fans were was 2014 Euro Leagues.
We World Cup.
No, it wasn't World Cup. It was European Cup.
So 2012.
Was it? I don't know, whatever it was, and it was held.
No. The reason is because the World Cup happens every 4 years. So 2010, 2014, 18, 22.
Okay, whatever it was.
Okay.
And it was held in Ukraine.
Okay, you actually.
That has to be Euro. That's 2012.
2012, yeah.
It was the Euro Leagues, and it was held in Ukraine.
Yeah, 2012, yeah.
And my mom loves football, and my brother, they were all watching it. And the horrific monkey sounds being made towards the... And I was like,
yeah,
I've never realized how racist these people were. And like, it became a whole thing. It was in the news, and like the black players were saying they don't feel safe in Ukraine if they were playing against, like, English players. A lot of English players are black. And the English players they were making a lot of, you know, noise to say that this is not all right, this is not okay. And I was shocked. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Do you guys believe that football does encourage racism in a way?
Let me have a think about that.
It's not football encourage. You know what it is?
I think it does, because as Casey said before, they don't do anything about it. It's encouraging.
It's not the sport itself though. It's just ignorant people. It's just like ignorant people. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in the beginning, football brings people together. So if me, a white person, an Asian person, all of that, will support the same football club, we're gonna be talking and having a good time. We'll support each other. But if we're facing an opposition who hates Austria, it's gonna be a problem if he's very, very ignorant.
I think the problem is not football. I think it's passion. Where there is passion, there's an anger. People are so passionate. It's honest, people live it, breathe it. So when they get angry and they're losing, or something happens, or whatever, or the player scores against them, because they're so passionate about it, they hate that player. And if that's a black player, the first thing you do to insult them is call them racial insult.
I hear what you guys are saying, but I feel like if you're not putting things in place to support and eliminate this kind of hate, you're kind of encouraging it, in my opinion. If there's nothing being done about the situation, and these fans can get to come back game after game, or even the players themselves, they're getting banned for what, 10 games? Is that the rule?
Depending on what it's about, it could be 8 games, 10 games.
Which is bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit. So, and then if these black players react to the racism, they're getting kicked off the pitch. They're not getting given any support. So that's why I don't get it. Like, that's what's gonna bring up. So, because when the whole racism thing was happening, the UK, or I should say, the Prem had this thing called the Kick It Out campaign. So just to try kick racism out of football. But for whatever reason, they never.
Or a hashtag say no to racism.
Yeah, exactly. Say no to racism and all that. For whatever reason, they've stopped doing the Kick It Out campaign. I don't know why, and they've just been, what do you call it? They've been doing. There's another problem as well now. They've been doing the need to say that we're standing to stop racism and that. But what they don't know is that by doing it, they encourage more racist people to be targeting more black players. Like Wilfred Sahar that played for Crystal Palace, he said he doesn't want to do the knee no more. And he said, there's no point. If I do the knee, I'm going to get abused regardless. So it ain't solving anything. It's just making things worse. So I'm not taking the knee. And, you know, people don't know how to feel about it. But most people support what he's saying because, you know, he's the one who's playing in the pitch. He's the one that gets to experience the whole racism thing. And you have to, before, like, stadiums can hold between 50, 60, well, depending on what stadium it is, 50,000, 60,000 people, 70,000 people. In that 70,000 people, maybe 1,000 of the 70,000 people that's there might have a problem with a black player. And then it's like, okay, cool. Let's say we ban that guy and we ban the other guy. How do we, you know, stop it from being a problem? How do we stop other ignorant fans here abusing black players. You know, it's a very tough. It's a very tough subject to bring on, because I was going to say, then, to be honest, you can deduct points. You can ban the team from playing in front of a live fans and that. But you know, UEFA and FIFA, they don't really care. So unless it's money.
One thing I'll say is, I remember studying this in PE, A-level PE, something to do with tactical, like, offending of players. It's called sledging, and it's replicated throughout. So like when the crowd gets this chance, which literally abuse the other teams, the other players, and that's part of the game. The players themselves, they're screaming at each other. That's part of the game. It actually gets you fired up, and that's what keeps the energy like going. And there's like a line of like, of course it crosses into too far. Now they're like, I just want to get to your head, and what's the quickest way to get to your head? Racial slurs. Quickly gets to you, no questions asked. But it's also like, if people, they're gonna feel like, if we take that away, then what else is going to be taken away? We're not going to be able to express how we feel, because men really go there just to like express their anger. They're screaming at players, and these guys are like overweight, not good ballers, right? And they're screaming at someone who misses like an easy goal, and you're like, you're not good either. And then they just go in. And you'll be like, these guys, I'm like, you look at them like, you don't even match, but you're just going in so hard. You're just laying out everything, and it just goes to the racism side, where it's just,
I remember
it's not
seeing,
justified, but it's just, that's what they do.
I remember seeing black players, bananas being chucked at them.
I was watching a video last night just to educate.
Sorry, Sharon, to go back to Nacho's point, there was a time, I think the player you're referring to, Dani Alves, one time played for Barcelona and they threw a banana at him. So to, I guess, counter the racism, he just picked the banana and he ate it.
He ate it, yeah. That's what I said. I saw a video, it was about 80 minutes long of so many footage of this player.
Yeah, because they're just like, cool, fuck it.
And the footage of Mario, I can't even say his last name. Mario, yeah, he was crying on the bench, and I swear to God, that broke my heart. And that's what I'm saying, like, that you have to do nothing about it as a black person, but these people are going in. It's like, this is nothing to do with racism, but I'm just saying, like, the pressure that players are at to suppress your emotions,
to be like excellent every single game.
Yeah,
to never like, yeah.
You just have to carry on and just ignore it. And it's like, how can you ignore something as big as racism?
Okay, can I say, it's not just the fans in the stadium, it comes from the newspapers.
Yeah.
The people who are not watching it comes from the society in general. What was his name? That boy, what's his name?
Raheem Sterling.
He's going through it.
Raheem Sterling has gone through it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't leave him alone. Everything he does, problem. A white person can do it, and it's, look at them, they live in their life. He does it, and it's front page. So when you demonize these people, when everything they do is wrong, the football hooligans, I know there are a lot of good football supporters, but they're also hooligans. They're violent people.
The good and the bad.
And that's what is lacking. There's no punishment. There's no consequence.
Well, the players get punished for talking about racism, for getting angry, for responding to the hatred and the violence coming their way.
That's what pisses me off.
Because some people justify under the cause of free speech, which I am actually for, no matter how offensive it could be. But then again, it is the tact of like, you're going beyond free speech. Now you're just like hate speech. And depending on how anyone can defend it, they can justify or not. And I think for the players defending or speaking out, they'll view it as political, and that ruins business. It tanks the stock prices. The best example was LeBron James, when they were talking about what's going on in China. And then he said something, and I think it was like, he didn't like it. Then, because NBA is has a big market in China, the NBA told LeBron to retract. He quickly retracted. So the Chinese fans were like, oh, so you're all for BLM, but for us, you clearly see something's going on, and you keep quiet.
That's true.
So it's like, we're all kind of putting each other under the bus sometimes. But I would say that if it's your community, defend it anyway.
It has different. When it's you and it's your brother, it has differently. Okay, there's free speech, right? You have a tongue, you can say whatever the hell you want. but there's consequences.
No, of course. I believe in free speech for everything as well. But yes, exactly. Be aware of the consequences that come with your free speech. What do you think the punishment should be? Like,
okay. Well, like I said before, I'll just clarify a bit more. I was saying that let me even just clear another thing about the racism as well, because it's not just England. Well, England isn't as bad as Europe. Europe is really where the whole madness happens. Italy, Spain, that's when black players experience the most racism if possible. But what I'd say is, if I was to say like a solution, I would say, first of all, UEFA or FIFA got to fine, not just fine clubs, but they need to punish fans. They need to ban fans from coming to games, and they have to make their team play indoor football and deduct points. I think they started deducting points. Say a team's on top of the table now, they get like a 10-point deduction. They'll tell the fans will have to stop being racist, so the points will be getting less and less. Who wants to see their team go from top to the bottom? No one wants to see that.
no.
So
That's not fair.
It is fair.
No, it's fair. No, if you're being racist, they take it to court and it's shown that this person is guilty of abusing a player or whatnot.
But it's a fan. Should another person be punished for the behavior?
No, the football team. Maybe they'll get like a warning. Maybe the first few times they'll be like, okay, we'll give you a warning. If this happens again, we are going to deduct points.
The football team, the players, I don't know about the players, are like genuinely nice people.
Yeah.
Their fans are abusing people. Should they be punished for that?
If the football team that's abusing the other football team, even though the players are nice people.
I'm a player, right?
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely a nice person.
Yeah, I know.
Equally.
Sometimes, but yeah.
Fans are being horrific, and I tell them, don't do that.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. Well, obviously, you always have the other players that try to say, no, stop, my guys, let's not do this. But at the end of the day,
I agree with Casey.
If nothing's been done, how do we know that it's gonna keep on continuing every match game?
Najma, these players have so much influence over their fans, by the way. So you know what I'm saying? So
even in England, let's say in England now, yeah, okay, cool. There are racism and whatnot and that, yeah. But at least if Man United and Liverpool are gonna face each other, Liverpool fans ain't gonna start abusing the black players. For most of the part, wouldn't be abusing the black players anyway. But say Man United's facing Inter Milan right now. No, not from Inter Milan, some dead Italian team. And the Italian fans are abusing the black players. What do you do then?
Yeah, because that's exactly what happens. Like, what's that game? England played Bulgaria. The ultras came out straight just to abuse the black players. That was literally their aim. And then England were like, we're gonna walk out.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. That one as well.
They never did, but they kept threatening. And then UEFA, because of the embarrassment and the public image, they ended up, I think, fining the Bulgarian players for like some things. But it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But I think if we tie money to the racist cause, like, then they'll actually shape up, because they care about the money more than anything.
Yeah, money.
There's no money in stopping racism.
I think when it comes down to racism, it's above if it's fair for the players or not. If it's fair for that, it's about justice. Like, come on now, like, how long are we gonna let this go on for? So I think
it's going on for years still.
Yeah, it's been going on for years. Like, okay, your team is not gonna make it. Wow, it's not the end of the world. But guess what? This racism is actually the end of the world for some people.
There's a lot of big black players who pull in so much money. Like, not even just black players, like Africans, the North Africans. You have Salah. If all those guys pull in, they're like, we don't like how we're treated here. The Premier League is gonna be like, raw, we're gonna shape up. We're gonna shape up.
But it's true though, Casey.
Football does encourage it, because if you go to a football game, you're more likely to start chanting awful things to the other fans or the other players. It's like actually a safe space to be abusive, in a sense.
Can you imagine a safe space to be abusive?
Not earning 150 a week, you might be like, you know what it is? I feel bad, yeah, but hey, this money.
No, but that's the thing. If we think like that, because I was talking to someone else and they were like, these footballers on such big wages, why do they have to complain about? I'm like, everyone's got something to complain about.
Of course, personal problems. Money can't so personal. Like,
yeah, but we make it worse because they're rich. We're like, it gives us all the excuse to just treat them how we feel like.
But if these people treat the rich people like that, how are they going to treat the poor black person?
No, he's not going to be poor when he's playing football, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
How are they going to treat me?
Don't treat you right, man.
Casey, if when you make it as an actor, yeah, and you're making, you're topping whatever,
Yeah.
you telling me that man is gonna conceal and make you forget about the racism you're gonna get.
I mean, well, what I've told myself is, you know, obviously, especially in that industry as well, man, because the other day, actually, funny enough, the other day I was talking to my friend, which is kind of fucked up, bro. And we're talking about acting and that, and he had an audition. They said, BAME actors only in it. Came inside, all of us black, and all of us were black or brown or a bit mixed race in it. And guess who got the part? A white guy.
But it was specifically for black and Asian, no?
Yeah, like black, you know, black, brown, Asian, mixtures and that. That's what the title was. It's for BAME actor.
And the white person,
everyone in the room was either black, Asian, or mixed race.
They're going to dye him brown, dip him in brown paint.
And somehow
the white guy,
I'm guessing
they changed it from BAME to like other actor.
What are you saying?
I was saying the people casting were white, weren't they? So
yeah.
But Casey, what did you?
To answer your question, Sharon, what I always tell myself is, especially the industry I'm going to, I've always just said to myself, listen, whether I experience racism or not, or someone tries to say you can't do this, you can't do that, I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm gonna still keep going.
That's not good enough. That Casey, that's not good enough.
Wait, hold on. Wait, listen. I won't let it get to me. And if they choose not to hire me because of my skin color, I'll just say, fuck them, move on to someone else. Because I know all those doors I'm going to keep knocking, at least one person is going to give me the opportunity to shine and do my thing. That way, I can show people around and say, listen, we may experience difficulties, we may have people try to put us down and that, but don't ever give up. You can still surpass it, you can still go far ahead in that. I'm a living example of that person who's done it.
So you want to knock on 100 doors, whereas a white person only knocks on one door? Fuck
I mean, if I can make more money, be more successful, be more well-known.
You won't be. You will not be.
Casey, this is the thing, yeah? And obviously, I'm not telling you to act how I would react. I know. I'm just saying it's about, to me, it's about like, how do we do something about it?
How do we make it better for the next generation?
For the next person after me, like, you don't have to go through all this hate that I have.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to ask you a question and I'll just go back to what I was saying. I just said, listen, at the end of the day, we've got to support each other. We've got to show love and all that. We just can't, we just don't let the other lots try to stop us from succeeding, man. That's the only thing we can do. If we basically accept that they're better than us, then how are we going to be successful?
But we are saying the opposite. They're not better than us. Therefore, we should not do more than them to be half the place they are. That's the whole point. I should not be twice as good as a white person, be accepted half as much.
Oh, you won't be accepted as half. You'll be accepted.
But the thing is, I want to be mediocre. I'm not trying to be horrible or anything, but white people are accepted for their mediocrity. I want to be mediocre. Why do I have to be exceptional?
Do you not want to be exceptional?
I don't know.
Do you want to be the best? Or you want to be like, right, is that not right? Yeah, okay.
No.
How did you get where you were, man? Show us
the way, man. It's bullshit. I swear to God, it's bullshit. Because in school,
how did you do it?
In school, the white girls would get on stage and do one little tap dance, and everyone would be like, they're the best, and you're like, how?
No, come look at Beyonce, man. Hey, me and you both love Beyonce. Come look at Beyonce, man. Everyone wants to be like Beyonce, bro. Let's be real.
Yes, because she's raised the bar here. We cannot deny her talent.
She raised the bar here, bro. She let the white people tell them she can't go to this bar. She went, boom.
She had to. She had no choice. she had to.
Well, actually, she started with Destiny Childs anyway. Yeah. So her dad saw something and I was like, nah, right. Beyonce, you're gonna
the point because she had to be so exceptional that racism couldn't keep her down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I also agree with you, Casey, where it's just like, unfortunately, this is the cards we've been dealt.
Yeah.
We have to be.
We have to change our hand. We have to change it. We have to say, no, I don't want it. Give me another hand.
About this without talking about Colin Kaepernick. He is the epitome of, I think that's how everyone should follow in his footsteps, people. Boycott. And if you lose the jobs,
green, brown.
Go on, Junior.
I was gonna say, like, it's not a lot of times, right? It's not as easy because if you're broke, a lot of people will coon for the check.
Lord.
And it's even for the, I saw a Marlon Wayans joke, and they were like, every time there's always like some racial issues that bring out that one black guy who's like, oh, you know, everything's okay with me, you know, and like, here's a check. I don't know, I didn't see anything. Everyone's so friendly here. Literally, it's just, it comes to a certain point where like you will sacrifice your race just so you can elevate. Because there's always tokenism. There's always tokens being brought in.
You know what that reminds me of Steve Harvey. Isn't that what Steve Harvey told Monique? Like, you have to eat though. Like, you have to kind of forget about this race issues, things going on for Black women. You have to feed your family. No, Najma, no. It's kind of like, I would say I would do what Monique was doing in that situation. If something is, if I'm against something and it makes me uncomfortable, Casey, I get it's money. But I would hate myself to sell out my sisters, to sell out my race, just so I can be on top.
I hear both sides, right? I get, if you are there, like Monique wasn't starving, but when that whole Trump shenanigans was happening in America, there was always blacks for Trump, one person holding a card. And those people were like people who were starving, and African Americans in certain places are, some of them don't even have clean water to drink. And when they have children, they have a lot going on, and they're honestly, they not famous, nothing, just individual people, average people who have family, bills to pay, who have, you know, a lot of dependents.
And actually, I get all of that. There's certain things I wouldn't do. We always make fun of bouncers that kick black people out.
We do.
And you're black yourself. Like, someone has legit told you, like, oh yeah, you see the 2 black boys in the line, go tell them that it's all packed. And then you're gonna go home and be proud of that.
No.
No, I get people have families too, but there's certain things that you have to draw a line. I'm so sorry. My integrity, there's certain things that I could never, ever.
Everyone's got a price, unfortunately.
No,
like,
I get that, but for me, I'm speaking for me. There's certain things that I would never, ever, 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 ever do.
And you have 5 children, they're hungry, they're starving.
Najma, that's not gonna make me feel good. Like, I'm raising black kids and I'm going to work to tell. I'm raising 5 black kids and I'm going to work to tell.
The black kids will not grow up to see anything they're starving to
tell. No, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's your mom. Your mom be telling black boys to get off the line because it's no.
Okay, I always choose my race, right? But when it comes to my family and the people that I love, and I hate to say this, but I would put those first before my, like, this is my family. If I have children who need feeding, and I'm not talking about players who have money, but like average people who are struggling, who are desperate.
How are you putting your black family first if you're shitting on your race and you're continuing the racism?
Not about my black family. It's not about black. It's not about black. It's my, it has nothing to do black, white, nothing. It is.
It's funny, yeah.
No, but no, this is about race though. Let's not change the subject. This is about race.
No, but
what I was going to say, if you can't afford 1 child, why have 5 children?
Okay, that's another topic for another day.
Okay, another day.
I'm just saying. But this is about race. How am I raising 5 black kids? And I want to.
Are you with the dad? Are you with the dad? Because that's very important. Are you with the dad?
I'm with the dad.
Is he providing though?
Casey, I'm with a well-established, high-value man.
Now what?
Sorry.
I'm with a high. Do you watch Kevin Samuels? Oh, anyway, I'm with a high-value black man.
Okay,
yeah. Check whatever nuclear family.
Okay.
I'm raising my 2 black boys, 3 black girls. And I'm still going to work and being like, oh my God, nappy hair is this, go buy this straight.
Well, what's that do?
No, Sharon, you're misunderstanding Charles and I's point.
No, I'm not. You guys are saying it's okay to go to work if you're feeding your family.
No.
I'll explain it. Basically, I remember someone described it best, and actually it was a white person who described it, but it still sounds true. It's all down to human nature. People live on a micro scale, but on social media, we express ourselves on a macro scale. Meaning, on social media, we're for our race, we're for our people. This is for my group, this is for my this. That's a social aspect, which we all benefit from. But day-to-day life, though, if you're living in a black area, you're on your own. That's your micro scale. Now it goes down to your family. That's what you care about. And within your family, your own personal interests. right? Because I might have some things the family wants for you, Sharon, innit? And you're like, I want to do this. That's the micro. But on a macro scale, you want to see Black people do well. But what if not everyone's on the same page as you? You're like, I need to make me okay because I'm still a one individual person in this world. I only have to take care of the people who I really care about to really satisfy my basic needs, and then I can keep going. And then if you bring it to a macro scale, to fight everyone and try to get everyone on board is so impossible, even if it's
first of all, you can never get everyone on board. Listen, you can never get everyone on board. The fight is not to get everyone on board because that's a losing battle.
Wait, this is about Black people, right?
Yeah, because so
you don't want to get all of them on board?
I mean, listen, what you call it? My forgot the name. The lady on the American back note. No.
What?
What's her name?
Harriet Tubman, right?
Yeah. She wouldn't save all the slaves because some of them wanted to remain. Do you know what I mean? You can't save everyone because not everyone has the same mindset as you. Whoever.
Okay, that's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
But we want to see us do well, right?
Of course, that's what I'm saying. So anything that this is me, okay, and I know not everyone thinks like me, so they find it.
Oh, definitely not.
But
we like Beyonce though. We could agree with that.
I like to think I would be as a Colin Kaepernick, as a Monique. Monique thought she was not going to take on jobs that were not paying Black women that amount, and I think I agree with her. While Steve Harvey was saying you should have thought about yourself, should have thought about your family.
Sharon, I don't agree with Steve Harvey. I agree with Monique. But what I'm saying is, Sharon, I'm homeless. I'm in the streets.
No, again.
And what pays me? Tell Black, hold a sign that says "I love white people." I would be there with my sign, proud.
That's you though. But that's you.
I can't do that. Even I couldn't do that, bro.
Exactly. Thank you, Casey. I wouldn't do that. Never.
Sharon, there are women prostituting themselves to feed their families.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because they want to.
Yeah. But anyway,
everything is a choice.
Anyway. I have seen desperation. I have seen in other people's eyes. I would not wish it on anybody on this planet, but desperation can make you do crazy.
It can, but it's not gonna make me coon and say
you know better. You know better.
Yeah, maybe.
I would know better, and that would kill me on the inside.
Yeah.
And
but Najma, just because you would do that does not mean what I'm saying is wrong.
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but what I'm saying is do not underestimate the power.
I'm not. And there's people that wouldn't, and then there's people like Colin Kaepernick and the Moniques that are proof that there's people that
okay, the Moniques and the Collins they have money, even if they say
but they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones who have done it. I've seen people who with no money do it.
You cannot
We're in the money game, but let me tell you what the game is before the money game.
Like
before the money game, it's called the integrity game, and we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
and wait a minute.
If like,
so the question is, if you're in a desperate need, do you sell yourself out to get the money, or do you?
Basically, yeah.
It's football because they're not desperate.
Let me try to make myself in a scenario. Well, if I ever in that situation, fuck me. My integrity is too strong. I can't see myself selling myself out. But at the same time, it's easy for me to say it now because I haven't been in that situation. If I was in the situation, who knows?
I'm gonna say because we and Sharon spoken about this. Younger me, there's a couple of things I would have just allowed, but going to university and studying African history and like what happened during the transatlantic slave trade taught me there's a lot of like little things which mean a lot more than they actually do. So now I would not do that. Like I know too much because I would think like this is not such a big deal, but I'm like this would derail my career, like my whole life, my whole mental. So
Casey, and another thing is these Black activists that we learn about, they had nothing, and they still put
the Black activists in right now. You mean BLM activists?
No, not even them. I'm talking about back in the day, like the
Black
why don't you forget her name? Harriet Tubman.
Rosa Parks, no.
Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, name me another one. All these legends.
MLK, Malcolm X. Okay, yeah. But you have to understand back then, though. You have to understand that we didn't have no rights at all, bro. We were literally.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they had nothing, but they still did like their integrity would not let them sell out their people or be quiet to save their lives. They risked everything, and that was 10 times worse.
And they were dead as well, which is actually scary, which is actually fucked as well.
And I hear you, and I hear you. You know what?
And from young, those have been my inspiration, so maybe that's why.
Big up.
No,
I
100% hear you.
MLK, big up Malcolm X.
But I think we shouldn't call these people coons if they are desperate.
Some people are cooning because they're forgetting where they came from.
But yeah, I think
because
at the same time,
the realities of things that are still going on where you've left people don't exist anymore, so therefore they don't happen.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think at the same time, they just understand like this. They're talking from their own personal experience. I mean, you can't
say that racism doesn't exist.
But I mean, oh God, it's just the
thing. We're not saying like every time we go outside, racism is all over the thing.
Yeah,
it's actually like I would say, I go years and not experience a racist act, but then it just hits you. You're like, oh, there you are. You're around the corner. Never late. That train is never late. It's just, but you know, it's always somewhere. You know, which puts you on a guard that some people don't have to be. But generally, yeah, things are better than they used to be, but it's still there. You know, things are everyone's got more rights today modernly, but things are still there, and you have to acknowledge it. You know, like when you're a people who had nothing, when you get a little bit, it seems like a lot. You still don't have enough. You know what I mean? But everyone is like, I have something better than nothing. But like, we need to get rights. We need to like really uplift.
Yeah, and also that's why I really, as much as there might be desperation, I can't respect
selling yourself out. I get it.
Yeah, I cannot respect it because we need to move forward. We need to get into a better place. Like we have to. With this, guys, Casey, Charles, Najma.
Cool.
I
know how we can close it off. How do we solve this problem?
Would you boycott your favorite, whatever it is? I know you two said you like your sports.
Yeah.
Would you boycott football?
No.
You wouldn't boycott
football? I'm going to be real. I wouldn't. I love football too much for me to boycott. I'm going to be real. Boycott it and people are still experiencing racism, then clearly it's not solving the problem. So there has to be some kind of solution to solve the problem.
Hypothetically, let's say like they were being mistreated and there was no support.
Everyone in the Premier, all the black players in the Premier League say, you know what, we're not playing football no more.
Yeah.
We don't want to be selected until this shit's happened. Would I not watch football anymore? Politically, I wouldn't watch football, but knowing me, I would still watch football. I have to just be real. Cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Junior.
Yeah, I mean, I assume if the players had like is it a mandate with like a list of rules and demands that they want, you know, saying like if you don't give us this and take care of certain things, because then we won't play, I will fully back it. Because you have to hit them in the pocket. Really, that's what it is. And a lot of black players do bring a lot of revenue into the Prem, you know, and they'll feel it, and I'll back it. And that's, you know, they can't take football from me. I don't have to watch the Premier League. I don't have to watch any league. I can go watch Sunday League with I don't know, Peckham FC, you know, like a bunch of black players there, and then it will be fun. Football is football. I'm there for the social aspect and the respect I get and the community. And if they're holding that over us, then they'll control us forever, because people are quick to leave their football teams because of the Super League, yeah? And they're like, I'll never watch this, you know, this and this and that. But if all the black players left, they'll be like, oh, well, you know, it's just, no, just, I'm like, you have to take care of, I'm all for like, take care of your own, and then everything will sort itself out, because you have to meet me with respect. And if I feel like I'm beneath you and you feel like you're above me, even if you want to say it politically, then we can never really get anywhere. We can, you can't negotiate two deals. That's why like America can go to another country and throw their weight around, but they can't do that to Russia, because they're like, we have to talk. So make him suffer. We're not saying war, make him suffer.
Perfect. But and Asian hate took off. Laws have been changed. So much has been done. And I'm like, why don't we have this kind of voice?
They take their boycotting seriously, man.
And they're all about the community. Their culture is all about community. In Japan, they do everything for the community. They'll sacrifice their individualism for the community. But black people, we've bought into the white ideal of individualism. And I'm like, we can't afford to do that.
We can't.
We have to be as social. We actually have to work harder to overcome things. Maybe our children could be benefiting from all the privileges and all the rights that everyone has.
Yeah.
But if you're below, you have to pull some people down and climb higher, you know. It's just
but I wish we had that. I wish we had the determination and the togetherness and the self-respect.
And on that note, guys, don't forget
hear both sides of the story first before you make a decision. That's what you should always do.
Thank you to Casey and Charles for joining us. We had so much fun. I'm sorry I got a little bit heated, but we get heated when it comes to race. We are passionate about it, just like some people about their football. It's a passionate subject.
Yeah, man.
Guys, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Where's the video coming out?
Huh?
When's it coming out?
Oh, we're like 4 weeks ahead, you know. We're like 4 weeks ahead.
Jeez. So what, till June? I'm going to see this in June?
Possibly.
Probably.
Or end of May, possibly.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Subscribe, guys, and we will see you next week. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Come on. Hey. Love.